Yo, I have a bone to pick with some people. All of last season, people want to say Andy Dalton is better than Jameis. Okay. We can do that. You know, and I know Andy Dalton's off the team, which should tell you something. So, let's get started. His first season, Jameis Winston, his first season with the Saints, he had a 59 completion percentage, 1,170 yards, 14 touchdowns to only 3 picks. And he only played 6 or 7 games. Last season, 63.5 completion percentage, 858 yards, 4 TDs, 5 picks, with a 79.5 rating. And he also had a 102.8 rating. For his first year. And he only played 3 games. Right? Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. First of all, if Andy Dalton was so good, then why has Bryce Young been named the Panthers starting QB over Andy Dalton after first camp practice? Oh yeah, you silent now, huh? Right? His year with the Saints, right? We all know they got drafted by the Bengals, played there for a bit, went to the Cowboys, sucked there, went to the Bears, sucked there for the 2 games that he played, then went to us, sucked here, and I was with the Panthers. Andy Dalton, I like Andy Dalton, but you suck. He had a 66.7 completion percentage, which is cool. 2,871 yards, but he had 18 touchdowns and 9 picks. Alright? Now if we... Hold on. Alright, now if we pull up our season and go from game to game, and you don't be able to touch the field in Carolina unless Bryce Young sucks or he gets hurt. Okay? If you go by game to game. So week 1, we defeat the Falcons 27-26. How did Jameis Winston do? You may ask. It's true. Look, it's true. He did not play amazing. Or he started off terrible, right? But he finished the game. And he also made us come back down by 16 damn points. He got sacked 4 times with 4 cracked vertebrae. Jameis, 23 for 34, 269 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And those 2 touchdowns were in the clutch. Alright? So there. And then week 2, we lose to the Buccaneers 20-10. It was terrible. But Jameis Winston, even though he did play terrible, was 25. Sorry guys, I'm not really 100% healthy yet. Damn. Just like a Saints player. Alright. But Jameis, in our 20-10 loss versus the Buccaneers, he was 25 for 40, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I'm going to give it to the Jameis haters. He did not have his best game. He did not have his best game, alright? Next, week 3. We lose to the Panthers 22-14. How did Jameis do? To all those people that are saying he got outdueled by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield went 12 of 25, 170 and a tutty. And that wasn't even on him. But Jameis Winston, carrying our bum squad, you want to know his final stats? 25 for 41, 353 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He had over 300 yards, and this was his last game starting or playing. Alright, so next, week 4. We lose to the Vikings 28-25, and I just hit the wrong thing. But yeah, we lose to the Vikings 28-25. Andy Dalton's first career game with the Saints. First career game. How will he do? He did pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. He went 20 for 28, 236 yards, and 1 touchdown. Pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty good. Kept us in the game, alright? He's the reason why we were in the game, alright? But now, week 5, we beat the Seahawks 39-32. Andy Dalton stats, 16 for 24, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He didn't play terrible, but he wasn't even the best quarterback in this game on the team. Taysom Hill outdo this bum. Alright. Next, week 6, the raging game. Jerry. We lose to the Bengals 30-26, alright? Andy Dalton didn't have a terrible game. He's more of a game manager. Alright? He was 17 for 32, 182 yards, and 1 touchdown. Alright? Then we lose to the Cardinals 42-34. This is where it starts getting hectic, right? Andy Dalton, 30 for 47, 361 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And you might be like, he had 4 touchdowns, so what? Well, if you watch the game on Thursday night, you would know Andy Dalton was garbage time. He was full of garbage time. If you don't believe me, Andy Dalton threw 2 straight pick sixes for half. Cardinals put up 25 points in the second quarter. Most of that was due to the offense. And then he puts up 17 in the fourth when we already lost the game, bro. But then week 8 plays pretty amazing. We destroy the Raiders 24-0. Andy Dalton played pretty good. 22 for 30, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns. Played pretty good. But here's the problem. He's inconsistent, alright? Because in week 9, we lose to the Ravens 27-13. Andy Dalton, 19 for 29. 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And the only reason he got that many yards and that touchdown was because of Juwan Johnson. Okay? Next game. Week 10. We lose to the Steelers 20-10. Andy Dalton played pretty terrible. 17 for 27, 174 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Terrible. You want to blame Jameis for his picks? Andy Dalton was throwing ducks out there. Then week 11, we defeat the Rams 27-20. Right? Andy Dalton played pretty good. 21 for 25, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. But then, the next game, week 12, against the 49ers, we lose 13-0. Andy Dalton was 18 for 29, 204 yards, and even had 4 carries for 21 yards. Played pretty terrible. Next game, week 13, we lose to the Buccaneers 17-16. Call him. Andy Dalton, 20 for 28, 229 yards, and 1 touchdown. I don't know if y'all heard. I don't know if y'all heard that. Alright. And then week 14 is our bye week. So then week 15 against the Falcons, we beat their ass. We win 21-18. Andy Dalton was 11 for 17, 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is how you know he sucked. We didn't run the ball a lot the entire season. Alvin Kamara had 21 carries this game. Andy Dalton threw the ball only 17 times. Jameis was throwing the ball 30 times, 40, 50. And yet Dalton's out here throwing the ball 20 times. So of course it's going to have a good completion percentage and good yardage. Then week 16 defeats the Browns 17-10. Was 8 for 15. 92 yards and 1 interception. He threw the ball 15 times and completed 8 of them. We stopped using him to throw the ball. Well, Jameis was throwing the ball 40 times while he was injured and completed almost 30 of them. Dalton can't even throw 10 passes without them being incomplete. Now, week 17, we defeat the Eagles 20-10. Lattimore's why we won. It was not because of Dalton. Andy Dalton played decent. Was 18 for 22, 205 yards, an interception. Played pretty dog water. Alright, in the last game of the season, we lose to the Panthers 10-7. You want to know Dalton's stats? 15 for 25, 171 yards, and a touchdown. Jameis Winston was way better than Andy Dalton, and he has the last laugh. He may not be the starter, but who is on the team? Not Andy, the redhead rifle. But you know who is on the team? Eat them W's. Jameis Winston. Andy Dalton literally was setting up the Saints' funeral. So ask yourself, who's really the better quarterback? And welcome, Lit Thursday.